Hello, everybody, from the heart of Lovecraft Country and the birthplace of American religious liberty. My name is Sean Jetty. You're watching Sean Jetty Art, and welcome to Comics and Curios Inside the Studio, Episode 6. Let's try to keep this thing going and make it a regular one. It's great to see you, Jeremy Burtz. I hope you are doing well, my friend, on this fine Sunday. I don't know what the weather's like in your neck of the woods, but here it is snowing and sleeting. It's very wintry, very cold. And I wanted to take some time every Sunday. My goal is to get this show on the regular and make sure that every Sunday I'm doing a stream for you guys right before the start of the week, or if you've got a long 3-day weekend, then right before your vacation continues on Monday, and go over some very cool stuff, show some books, show some art, but most importantly, hang out and get in some quality time with all of you guys. So let's see what we're doing here today. Let's see where we're at. So today, a lot of cool stuff. I want to talk to you about the work of Mort Kunstler, which is just really cool, amazing pulp artwork. If you have not ever seen his work, you're in for a treat. And I'm also going to be trying out, let me see if I can adjust my camera, relocate things for a second. I'm also going to be trying out this, as you get a nice glimpse of my messy desk here. Let me see if I can, that's about right. That'll do. This Strathmore mixed media board, which I have never used before, but it sounds like something I would like, and I'm always looking for something new to work with. So we're going to take a look at this too. I kind of want to see what kind of condition it's in. I think it's supposed to be a pretty smooth surface, but some of you guys might know I switched up what I was using when they discontinued Strathmore 300-pound cold-press watercolor paper not long ago. And so I've been using illustration board. A lot of stuff I like. Some of the stuff, funny enough, used by people like Mort Kunstler and artists like, God, how am I blanking on his first name? I think it is Samson Pollan, but it could be Samuel. I can't believe I'm having trouble with that this hour. But this stuff right here, man, this is a very, I don't know if you guys can see that okay. This is a very fine, there we go. This is a very fine-toothed surface right here. I've never used this before. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what it does and you know, what we get out of this. I got something picked up on there, or is that just... maybe the paper itself. Okay, there we go. I guess I'll be using this side. But it is double-sided paper, so I want to see how this stuff goes. Let me see here. Where are we? Where are we? I want a board. I need something to put underneath this thing. So let me grab this and see if this works. Oh my gosh. But lots of crazy stuff going on. Very excited. I just spoke to the printer on Friday. It was late Friday because we were going back and forth with the files. And so Nosfero, lots of cool stuff about this. I should have probably started with this. Nosfero the Cryptwalker is at the printer. The files are at the printer, but we're doing something new and something I have not done. It's going to be these two books, the Nosfero the Cryptwalker Oxidized Edition and Art Edition, are going to be the first time I do on any of my books, so it marks the first, offset printing, 4-color offset printing. So we're going to be making plates. It's a very high-end way of doing books. Or I should say, it's not the way you usually do books when you have a smaller print run like I do typically. So it's usually I was doing, you know, kind of digital prints on all the books previously, and I like the way it looks. It's got a good look. What's up, Shadowhawk Talks? How are you doing, brother? It is great to see you. I hope you are well, my friend. And so this is the first time. So I had to reformat the book in terms of it needed more bleed space. Because when you do offset printing, that's one of the things that you need. And then the other aspect of it was I had to go in there and get some type that was in Photoshop. I did it in InDesign so that I could get a 100% black on the type there, because it can off-register if it's 4-color, all this little technical stuff. What's up, Darth Gutierrez? How are you doing? Good morning to you, my friend. And what is up? And yeah, hashtag Springball indeed. Everybody's saying hello. Saying their hellos right now. So yeah, it's been a crazy week of stuff, crazy week of meetings. So much stuff has been going on in terms of the art I'm doing and the things that I'm putting together. It's been great. Got a lot of work done on Springball, trying to switch gears as much as I can, and then just getting excited about Nosfero and all of that stuff. So I cannot wait to see. They're going to send me a digital proof first that I can look at just to make sure all the pages are together. And then, what's up, Katie? How are you doing? It's great to see you, man. We're going to do a digital proof, and then I'm going to do, a hard copy proof, and I'll probably do as many proofs as I can to get the dang thing going. Because I really need to see the colors. And I had actually had some back and forth. They're great. by the way, the printer's great, but I was saying, are you sure, like this and that and these questions? And they go, you're going to love the color. Our color process is amazing, so I can't wait. What's up? Infamous Mr. Cursed is here. Channel member, it's great to see you. And Cursed Heart Creations, it's great to see you as well. Yeah, I've got... what was I going to say? I've got just updated the credits, so you guys have got your names in the credits. Just, again, running around like a chicken with my head cut off. So this paper I'm looking at right now is, or this media board I'm looking at right now, I've never done before. It's mixed media board, Strathmore, and it's, I don't know, it's supposed to be really good, and it's really good heavy stock. They call it board, and they're not wrong. Like, that's its wiggle there, me holding it from the very end, so it's not bending or buckling, which is cool. But I thought what I might try to do today with it is, I think what I'm going to do, let me see how it's going to work out with me holding this thing. Let me see. Let me see if I move my big head, what happens there. So let's unlock this, and then we'll move that, make it smaller. Maybe that makes it a little bit easier. And then, let me see here. Which way do I move this? Okay, so if I move it like this, that's better. Oh my gosh, left and right stuff with cameras still gets me, guys, as long as I've been doing this. So, one of the, I usually try to figure out something that's fun and cool that I can do as far as a warm-up, but I think I'm just going to kind of scribble, sketch, and figure out what I want to do. What do I want to paint? That is always a good question. That is always a good question. Let me see. I think I'm going to draw first with it and see how it handles pencil first, and then I'll draw into it and see what the surface does. Because I am starting from zero with this paper. I don't know what it does. I don't know what its limitations are. There's a pencil sharpener. What is up, Boombots? How are you doing? It is great to see you. When is YouTube going to figure out all the names, by the way? It's very confusing for me, but it's great to see you, my friend. What is up, Mark's Music Obsession? Hail, brother, in chat. Can't stay, but wanted to say hey. Well, that's always good to hear, man. Hey to you, brother. I hope you're doing well, Mac. And everything's good in your neck of the woods. Seeker of the Moon, for your legal services, call Strathmore and Vermont. You're absolutely right. That's what it seems like. Yeah, and hit that like, indeed. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Did anyone else sneak in here? All right. So we'll see how this goes. So, yeah, so today we're going to be talking about and looking at work with of the great Mort Kunstler. If you don't know Mort's work, he's an amazing artist. They did an art book of his stuff. They released his stuff as a book not long ago, and I jumped on it. Him and Paulin just do some of the coolest stuff ever. But I had the opportunity, and actually, while I'm talking about it, let me bring it up, and I'll brainstorm on what I'm going to paint. That usually works best. So let's do this. Let's do this. If you don't know the incredible work of Mort Kunstler, here you go, guys. So I had the opportunity to go to a museum. I think I mentioned this last week. That was had a museum director who came in and really shook things up. Gosh, over 20-something years ago now. I think it was maybe even 30 years ago. He came into the museum and he said, "I want to make a museum that has artwork that the people want to see, that gets people excited." So there was a Norman Rockwell that they have in their collection that was out where you could see it on the first floor. An N.C. Wyeth. He brought in a monster movie poster art exhibition. All of this incredible stuff. Yes, indeed, they absolutely do, man. Yeah, you're right. That's absolutely true. I never even thought about that, Shadowhawk. You're right on the money there. And we loved this museum. It was incredible. He did all this great stuff. And when he retired, there was this feeling, for me anyway, of I wonder if they're going to keep that up or if they're going to drift back into, or if they're going to drift into the normal fine art museum reality of, what's the word I'm looking for? Apologetic political artwork. And sure enough, the last time I went to the museum, it was all politics. It was all... I was waiting for it, one of the exhibitions, I was waiting to get to the end of it and have there be a framed mirror with the label bigot on it. Like, it was that level of just depressing, anti, American colonialist, whatever they want to call it, imperialist stuff. And I just... my heart sank a little bit because there's no shortage of museums that are basically, propaganda factories right now. And this was a museum that was doing something different, that invited people to come in. And it did have, the opportunity for a lot of different people to make work. But it was always interesting. And it was a place where one of the few things you'll see in any fine art museum anywhere was possible to see. And that is work like this, work that people actually saw, work like Norman Rockwell's work like the stuff you saw in Mad Magazine. I mean, somebody give me, a really great, Mark Davis exhibition. You know what I mean? Let alone a Jack Davis exhibition. And that was a thing that was kind of heartbreaking to see. And so the godfather of pulp fiction illustrations. And I got to make sure I'm careful with what pages I show in here because it is Mort's stuff. I love that they have, a Twitter and an Instagram printed in the book. I love this for Deborah, my one and only. Very sweet. But Mort had just an incredible career as an artist and illustrator and was one of those artists who could draw and paint when drawing and painting meant something. Look at this. The outstanding photo reference of that generation, and then look at how beautifully it's put into practice. How great is that? Just incredible stuff. And this is the stuff that gets me excited about artwork. Look at this. Stag Magazine, Revenge of the Grizzly. Yeah, I would go to an exhibition of this guy's stuff because it would be action-packed. Sports afield. Look at this. And then there's the illustration for the wraparound cover. Just outstanding stuff, man. I love this stuff. Yeah, I mean, so he was an illustrator par excellence, and of course, anybody know this movie offhand? I'm hoping some people know this movie. This is one of my wife's favorite movies of all time. And I had no idea that Mort had done the poster for it. What a great piece. And then here you go. The kind of thing that drives museums crazy. And it's really the only kind of artwork that you are guaranteed not to see in a museum. But look at this stuff, man. Those pangolin are up to no good. We've said it for years. And then check out this. Beautiful shark illustration, the water reflections. Such crazy stuff, man. It's wild to see what these guys were doing back in the day. I think that's reasonably safe. We'll hope that's reasonably safe. But a beautiful book by an incredible artist just doing mind-blowing art and illustration. And that's the kind of stuff that I get the most excited about when I think about my artwork and where I want to go. And this is what you guys are going to see when you get your hands on Nosferatu. There's tons of extra art. Yeah, the Poseidon Adventure. That's right, man. Yeah, Sean Allen, she loves the Poseidon Adventure. Loves that movie. Oh my gosh. I was just watching that the other day, the final scenes of that, because it was just, I remember it was such an intense movie. But as you can see, Mort was using the same model that Bama was using for Doc Savage. So you can see a lot of the similar models these guys would use for their illustration work. And of course, this is a great piece, don't you think? Wow. That is great. Look at that. Incredible work. You can see the brush strokes and everything, and of course, you got to get a tiger in there. Every now and again, you got to have a Siberian tiger in there causing trouble. Great work. I love the cap. That's my favorite kind of cap, man. Those Baker Boy caps are so comfortable. I used to wear them all the time, man. And then there you go. More action, more adventure, more suspense. Love this stuff. And I mean, this is the problem, right? When you see artwork and compositions like this, whether it's contemporary work or whether it's work that's been done a long time ago, this is the kind of stuff that just captures the spirit and captures your engagement with it. It asks the viewer, hey, check this out. And when I go to museums and they turn into lectures, and when I look at artwork and it becomes too didactic and just too much about, putting out a political message, politics is the opposite of art. If anything is the opposite of art, it's politics. What is up, Wolverine? How are you doing? I do love old school illustration. Amen, amen. It is great stuff. Absolutely great stuff. Look at that. I mean, just some of the stuff they were trying to do. People don't think about this, but the stuff they were doing with the perspective. Jeremy Burt's is saying hello, hello. the things they were doing with the perspective in this is unbelievable to me. I think, like, it's funny because they were doing this on a deadline, but let me make sure you guys can see that okay. Look at that. I mean, talk about crazy perspective, and then doing that with paint. I'm pretty sure a lot of this stuff was either gouache or tempera, I think it was, on board. And I do a lot of stuff on board, and I look at the stuff they do, and it's just incredible. Look at the planes in the distance, the action in this shot, just beautiful stuff. You know, fending off a shark makes me think of Jaws in the Indianapolis speech. It's so crazy. Not to be impatient, but how soon are we going to see Springball in our mailboxes? Can't wait to read it. Well, as soon as I get it done. So first I got to mail off Nosfero, and then Springball is the next thing. But you're going to be seeing it, you'll be seeing it hopefully sooner rather than later. I mean, this year is the plan. Not even the plan, it's the goal, straight up. But yeah, I was looking at it today. Oh man, I gotta show you guys some Springball stuff. Remind me to show you some Springball stuff today. So the entire book is laid out in InDesign, and then I'm going through and I'm working the pages and I'm adding some pages to it. And let me do this. Hang on a second. Let me shut this book just because I won't add no. Shadowhawk Talks, you know how easily distracted I am with the chat, but that's only because I love you guys. You know that, right? You know that. Just like Fred Rogers used to say, right? It's you I like. What is up, General Piggy? My God, it has been an eternity. It is great to see you, brother. Oh my God, and a new icon. Holy cow, love it. And while I'm not paying attention, we're just inside of the safe for work bounds, but more Mort Kunstler wonder. Look at this stuff. Beautiful. Guys, I cannot wait for you guys to see Springball. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about Springball. Let's talk a little bit. I should have left it on that other spread while I was talking about Springball. I think people would have been much more excited. I have to look ahead on this book, man. Let me. Do I have something I can mark this with? I think I had a bookmark here a second ago, but I don't know where it is. Huh. Let's do this. I'll grab a playing card. I'm going to put a playing card right there just to hang on to this for a second. So, Springball Terminal Monstosity, guys. It is looking really, really great. So, one of the things that's been so fun about doing this book and working back into this book has been, let me see what I can do here. Let me see what I can do. Hang on a second. What's up? The Art Times of Jay Ryan. Her cups runneth over. You ain't kidding, man. And it's great to see you, man. You're going to love today's stream because there's going to be some killer art that we're looking at. Some killer art. Let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Let me see. I was only working on it like 5 minutes ago. Cranberry Langers, how are you doing? Channel member and gentlemen, it is great to see you, man. Let me see what I can get rid of. Move that. There we go. And let me get rid of the dialogue on this because it's still... Dialogue is still in progress. Plus, I think you guys have seen some of this with the dialogue, but I'm not sure how much of it you've seen, so I'll try to keep it as spoiler-free as I can. I may have even shown this last week, but let's see what we can do here. So, let me go to Shanth and Jetty. Let's go to screen share, and then is it set for Photoshop, or is it the whole screen? Oh, good, it's set for Photoshop. Look at that. All ready to go. All right, guys, so if you've seen this one, you guys know what I'm talking about. What's up, Michelle Bowers? Where are you? There you are. It's great to see you on this fine Sunday. I hope you are well. What's up, Moss Blackburn? How are you doing? Glad to see you're still streaming often. Well, often is relative, but we're getting back after it. You never know. So here we go. So this page right here is one of those pages that I'm really excited about because originally, if you guys get the throwback edition of Springball, which is going to have what it originally looked like. This was a very kind of stiff side view kind of illustration where Springball was bouncing down and it was he was moving off to the side, passing the city. And when the conversation was had to make this more dynamic and make this more exciting, and let me show you what that is. Again, guys, I'll be all over the map today, but it's Sunday, and we're taking it easy. We're not going to worry too much about that, are we? Why worry, I say? Why worry? Let me see here. There we go. I think this is it. Let's open this up too. We're having a party. Let's do it. There we go. So what ended up happening is when I was working on the book, I ran it by a friend of mine, and he was talking to me about the whole, he was giving me some incredible feedback, by the way. Some of the best feedback I think you can get. What's up, Stealth X5? How are you doing? And he said, he goes, I think you need to have this double page spread on the fourth and fifth page. Because I think you should hit people with this drawing of Springball. The first time you see him, make him large. Just like have it be, bam, here's this character. That's what would have been done back in the old days. And it was such great feedback. The problem was that I had planned to introduce him really small and then gradually reveal him as we got to this double page spread. And when I did that, I was like, oh no. Now there's this huge picture of him, and then he's really small on the next page, and he's obscured. And my friend said, he's like going, yeah, you're going to have to probably rework all this, but that's what I think you should do. And it was awesome. And it was great advice, and I said, oh my gosh, I have to do this. But here's the thing. When you get really good feedback from somebody and they give you their thoughts on something you're doing, first of all, those boots provide no foot art support at all. Wolverine, I know. You ain't kidding. They do not. Hail Cranberry Langers, says Michelle Bowers. Everybody's saying hello to Cranberry Langers in the house. I love that character already. It's got such energy to it. Guys, it's just one of those designs, you know. I've been doing some more concept arting lately, and just kind of getting back into the flow with that. And the thing that gets me about it is there's this design sensibility for characters that's so important, and so important to to understand when you're doing this type of work. And so to follow this page and to go to what the page used to be would have made no sense at all. Like it wouldn't have worked. And so I go, I've got to have him bouncing, but he's not bouncing high enough on the next panel because he's building up momentum when he's up this high. And so as you can see on this page, what I was able to do, and we're getting really in the weeds when I zoom in. So this is not stuff most people are going to see. Still in progress, guys. So what I did was I have his bounce track going from way back in the background. I went in and I started detailing up this building, which is going to be really small, which is the Superman building in Providence, Rhode Island, as it's nicknamed. And it's this beautiful, industrial building. It's just really great deco style building, really well designed. And that's how I solved the bounce, velocity and height. So I have him bouncing up over here, then he comes down here, and then he's coming right at the camera, which is really fun. And just cannot wait. I got to finish that drawing. It's not where it needs to be. And then we go into other panels, and everything shifted in this book with the excellent feedback that I got because, and maybe we can talk about this sometime, but you get feedback from people. There's a lot of canned advice out there. And my hope and my suspicion was that the gentleman who gave me this advice, and he can say it, I don't want to put him on the spot and have him feel like he's responsible for this. I don't want him to feel like he's responsible for any of this if he doesn't like how it goes. But he gave me some great advice, and there's so much canned advice out there, and I had a suspicion because I've worked with him before. There's a hint that he's very specific in his notes, and they're there for you to take them or leave them. It doesn't mean you take every bit of advice you get, but if you get really good advice from somebody, it's a rare thing. And I knew this guy got the book. I knew he got what I was trying to do. And so it just activated the page in a way that it hadn't been activated before. And let me just see what else I've got here. I didn't know I was going to get into this, but I feel as though Shadowhawk Talks thinks I need to. Yeah, it was an absolutely great idea. And so one of the things, the other bits of advice that he gave is he said, there's this page layout you have. And I already put in a lot of hours on this page, but that doesn't matter, How do I put it? It's when it's not traditional, when I'm painting in digital, for me, it's I want this book to be great. I'm wondering why this is. Let me see if there's a setting I could put on this. Shape is custom. Should I put automatic? Is that gonna? Oh, okay, that made it bigger. That's better. Oh, nice. All right. Well, I should have done that sooner then. There you go. But the advice he gave, he said this layout isn't as exciting. What's up, Admiral? How are you doing? Good to see you. I was putting your name in the credits for the 1000th time today, and I was like going, I haven't seen that guy around here. I haven't seen Rodney Dangerfield in here. Thank you so much, Darth Gutierrez. I appreciate it, man. Let me see here. Fine. Let's find another one. I'm going to show you. You guys want to see a super rough page? Here you go. Where is it? Actually, I don't even know if I want to show you this rough page because it's really rough, but whatever. We're all friends here, Dale, as he says in, funny enough, I know a Dale now. Oh, you know what? I'll show you guys this one. This one's in progress. This is a good one to show. So this became the follow-up to this page right here that you're looking at, as Photoshop attempts to read this without crashing. Yeah, if Photoshop crashes during this, it's my fault. It's not Photoshop's fault. And here you go. What's up, Aviator Surge? How are you doing, channel member? Distinguished senior channel member, might I add. You and Admiral. Springball's aesthetic caught my attention since day one. He looks tight. Yeah, here's the thing, guys. Some of the most iconic characters, actually all of the most iconic characters that you see don't happen by committee. They happen from independent creators, people like Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, people like Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, people like Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, and Steve Ditko, for God's sake. They come from people who love craft, love art, love all of this sort of stuff, and they understand the language of cartooning, the language of fun, all of that stuff. Springball is an example of this. And so when I'm writing and I'm working on Springball and I'm figuring out where I want to go, and I haven't put all the detail in on it yet, but we're getting there, everything I do is about going to that core aspect of superhero creation and story creation. And I want to get back to our roots. I want to get back to the roots of when comics felt like they were not made by committee, when comics were free to go in the direction they wanted to go, which is wherever the story takes it. Well, if that's true, then I'm with you in that senior section. You know, I think once I started having dinner at 4, it was over. It's beautiful. Nosferatu's incredible, but I'm really drawn to Spring. Hey, listen, I am thrilled either way. Drawn to Springball. Not trying to seem impatient, just excited. Hey, listen, 100%. Yeah, Romita is a genius. What Romita did with Spider-Man was incredible, but it's funny, like, I feel like for a while Steve Ditko was very overlooked in favor of Romita. And now I feel as though both Ditko and Romita are overlooked. And Romita is just one of those artists who has just laid down the perfect Spider-Man. I mean, I had Spider-Man betting when I was growing up for a short spell in Michigan. I remember it well. And it was John Romita Spider-Man on that stuff. I mean, that was what we all knew Spider-Man to be. Just incredible stuff, you know. And for me, there's also people like Iwerks and Freddie Moore, some of the early animators who worked on, you know, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit and all of that kind of stuff. So just really, really cool stuff that's out there and possible. And I can finally go into this book. I always wanted to let her draw, illustrate, and color it, but now I'm actually doing it, you know, fully. I'm able to get in there and do it all at the same time, which is what I like. And, you know, it gets more detailed the more comfortable I'm you know, or more, I sort of block things in like a painter. All right, I'm going to show you guys the thing I was talking about. Let me see. I'm going to show you guys what a page starts like so that you guys can understand how insane it is. Again, if any of you guys haven't seen Miller's Crossing, I make a lot of references to Miller's Crossing. And sit down, Dale, we're all friends here is one of my favorite lines in any movie. It's just great stuff. He's so good, man. Oh, man, I'm loving that page. Sorry, I can't show you that one. You don't get to see that one. I'm showing you something worse and rougher. All right, brace yourselves, guys, because this is going to be rough. Really rough. I better shut some of these before the stream starts to lag and crash. And that's not going to help it. There we go. All right, let me see. What is Springball's weapon called? And is it alive? That's a really good question. So his weapon is the Springball, like he calls it that. But it's what it is it's a mace, and it's also a suction ball. So he can throw it into a wall, and he can anchor himself with it, you know. And then at the same time, he can use it as a mace, and he can use it as a bungee cord. Because when I first created this character, I was thinking about just the idea of having a character who was a return to fun, but was bringing something new to it. Like, I didn't want him to be a human being, any of that stuff. And so I always have him refer to it as the Springball, even though that's what he's called. And that's kind of how people refer to him. And it's just, you know, it's such a cool conceit. And yes, so about the is it alive question. Let's go back to this double page spread before we get to this nightmare of a page in terms of the start of it. So let's do this. Let's zoom in here. If you look at Springball, you can see that on his chest, on his eyes, and then on his tail, you've got a face, right? You've got all that stuff. He's able to use all of those to see at the same time, or able to select which one he's seeing through. So when Springball does something where he needs to really target something, he can turn the eyes on the tail while he's looking at it so that he can target it and basically watch as he hits his target. He can also use it to spy and stuff like that, so he can drop it around a corner if he's got to jump a bunch of thugs and see what they're up to through that Springball. It's very cool. And so his consciousness is able to see through all of that because he's a scientific creation. It's part of his design, and it was originally there so that Springball could record data because he is sort of like a test object. I just realized it's not showing. Hang on a second. Why is that not showing? Hang on. Did it crash is the next question. Yeah, you are seeing the wrong image. Let me see if I can... Oh, gosh, I'm going to have to close this one. Let's see if that does anything. I may have to reshare it. Yeah, I'm going to have to reshare it. Hang on a second. Is that working? Let's do this. Hang on. Hang about. Let's turn off screen share. Turn it on. There we go. So here we go. So if you look at him, he's got the face, on his chest, and then on his eyes right there. And whichever one he's using is the one that's lit up with a little bit of a faint sort of gold glow, a yellow glow right there. And so he's able to sort of move his vision around those different things, and it helps him with targeting things when he's going after criminals and things like that. And also helps him to be a little bit more inconspicuous. So he's human-like in terms of his form, but he's not a human being at all, which was the goal with this character. And that's what makes it so fun, man. Yeah, it has been weird, hasn't it, Wolverine? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. And Lord Henson is here. Let me check and see. Where are you? Lord Henson, how are you doing? Yeah, it's the birth of a new character. I was wondering what you were talking about, says Cranberry Landers. And welcome, channel member Lord Henson, who's becoming OG. Yeah, it's, wrong image, Sean. Oy, sorry about that, guys. So what I wanted to do with the character is I wanted to have it be, one of those cases where you get to sort of do something completely new, but feels like something new you've seen before, if that makes sense. Like, I think that it's like writing rock and roll songs or pop songs, or, when I listen to the Everly Brothers or something like that, you've got these beautifully crafted songs that just sort of stick with you. That's what Springball's about for me. And it's my love of cartooning and comic books and adventure stories and all the stuff I grew up on, but also, the stories I want to tell. And I think or the stories I think will be entertaining, I should say, is more important, because there's the stories you want to tell and then the ones you want to tell that are entertaining. And that's sort of job one as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, there you go. Let me see here if I can find, where the heck is it? Where was the one I was on here? File, find, let me grab this again real quick, guys. I wonder what I did on... So I showed you guys this page. I showed you guys the messy color process here. And then, let me see here. File, Find, and then let me see here, downloads. Oh man, this is a pain. I want to see if I can find another page here that I think. I don't know if I fixed it yet, though. That's the problem. Oh, actually, I did. Never mind. Look at me go. Hopefully, this one shows up. If this one doesn't show up, that's why. There we go. All right. I gotta close some stuff out for you guys here. Hang on. I gotta close out the big ones because it's struggling. It's struggling to do things. All right, let's try that one more time and see if that works. Yeah, I'm pushing it with these files. These files are big, man. That's probably why it didn't switch images. Let's see if this one comes up. Will it? Or will it say the scratch disks are full? That'd be the end of this party if it refuses. Okay, so it's not showing up on screen yet, but let me grab it. Let's do this. There you go. So there you go. What is up? How are you doing, Steven? Steve and Heather. It's Chrissy. Yeah, Shanth is on picture pages. Picture pages. Lots of fun with picture pages. Time to get your crayons and your pencils. Indeed, indeed. Yeah, there's a lot of good work out there, man. For me, it's about... I've been looking at a lot of character designs recently. Amen. Me too. There's a lot of really great stuff out there. Great drawing, great drawing, great art, great composition, all of that stuff. I think it's so important to also think about the books as something somebody's going to see on the stand and have really great grab people character designs. And I think that Springball really does fill that need really well, because I just think he's a design people see and they want to draw. Yeah, time to upgrade that 286. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I know. Ooh, it's rough, man. It's rough. So yeah, so this right here is a really good example of what I'm doing. I don't think I have the lighting effects on in it. I may have had them on at some point, but yeah, that's where the eyes have turned on the Springball as he's throwing it here. And I don't know. Boy, that's a lot of layers. My God. No wonder we're having troubles here. Let me see. Wonder what layer I put that on. Is this the layer I was on? Nope. Nope. Okay, so there's that. There's more of that. Nope. I guess I don't have it on that layer. But yeah, there's usually a little bit of a shine or a glare happening on them. And I guess I haven't gotten to that point on this yet. But yeah, that's how this dude works, and that's what he's about. So it's going to be some really fun comics. And it's the start of something new. I mean, I want to get the word out there. Is once I get Nosfero, back from the printer and I start that shipping process and get that sorted, I'm going to feel a lot more relieved about working on this, even though I'm working on it constantly. But yeah, when I do a page, it's from start to finish. It's fully painted. Like I'm not doing pencils and then handing it to an inker, or I'm not doing pencils and inks and handing it to a colorist and then handing it to a letterer. I'm doing all of that stuff at the same time, just like I did on the original book, but with what I know now, which is why so many of these pages have been reformatted and reworked, because I want to do it new, No names for the 200 different layers. A man after my own heart. Guys, it's diabolical. My Photoshop files are diabolical. What are his colors? Gray. His colors are gray, bluish, greenish, and then of course the orangish yellow color pop for the eyes, just to make the light work. And that's just something that's so important. Springball has two handsome faces. Yes, he does. He's got a many. Let me see here. Working in Procreate on the iPad forced me to get creative with my layer management. Yeah, no kidding. Guys, I could not do it, man. I could not do it. So yeah, so there is your Springball news for the day, courtesy of Shadowhawk Talks. So we're going to turn that off now for a second. We're going to get back to this book, but oh gosh, let me see here. Oh God, I got to save all these. Hang on a second, guys. Let's let it do what it do. Yeah, I'm sure that's taking up some power on my computer. Oh my gosh, I'm having traumatic flashbacks looking at these layers. Yeah, I bet you are, man. It's not a good thing. Working in Procreate. Okay, creative management. Good, I got that one. Okay, yeah. Let me make sure I got all these comments. Yeah, okay, so yeah, when I'm putting these pages together, and I'm trying to figure out what where I want things to go, there's a couple of things in this book that I'm doing there's a lot of things in this book that are, of course, the story and the storytelling. But one of the fun things I'm having with this book is I'm doing a true first issue of the book. And that means, and weirdly, we're not starting with an origin story. The origin story is going to come very soon, but we're not going to do the big origin story. We're going to start with the adventure, but I'm going to show you the world of Springball. I'm going to introduce you to his friends. I'm going to introduce you to the people he works with in terms of the people in law enforcement that are his friends and that, you know, help him out and help him find things, and he works with them. Although it's still very secret. It's not like it's a known fact that Springball's working with these guys. I'm going to show you the city of Kingsport, and I'm going to show you Springball's hideout, which is one of the coolest things. It's based on something real, but if I told you what it was, you wouldn't believe me that was real. It's that cool. And so I want... Oh, my pleasure, guys. My pleasure. Yes, indeed. Woo! 100%. Bruce Campbell's Chin, what's up? You were here when I talked about Springball as being a cross between... what's it called? A cross between... Evil Dead 2 and Evil Dead and Spider-Man. And I saw that and I went, this must be Jeremy Burt's. I almost want to tell you, man. I'd tell you. I'd tell some of you guys. Tell Aviator Surge. I think origin story should occur after the charger becomes... Yeah, or the character, sorry, becomes endearing to the readers. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, I know what you were saying, man. It's funny. I read it as character. I thought I read it wrong. But yeah, it's like SNN, Springball News Network, 100% Bruce Campbell's Chin. So yeah, I mean, I want to show you guys his base because, I want to show you his layer because that's the stuff that makes a new character exciting. And then you have to come up with, well, what's that going to be? And, is it something that, you're killing me, man. No, it's not like Smart. It's not like Smart, but that's what it would be if it was. That's a great reference, man. I love it. Get Smart, yeah. Oh my god. Takes me back. Hang on, let me get some soda. Is Springball the only costumed... Sorry, let me put that on screen. This is not a professional outfit, as AJ at the Y-Files would say, who's doing some amazing stuff on his channel. Good god. Is Springball the only costumed superhero adventurer in his universe? Not in his universe. Or is it filled with Sean's superhero and villain characters? Filled might be a stretch, but there are going to be other super villains and super characters. 100%. Yeah. I've been creating characters and things like that for this world, but I want to create some other kinds of characters for it too. And I want to create sort of a darker hero, but they're going to be deep underground military base. There you go. That is awesome. Yeah, we love Hecklefish. Hecklefish is the man. So I was watching AJ's interview with his wife. If you want to get a good look at the overnight success story, that's a great one. It's a really good one. Okay, got that one. Yeah, deep underground military base. My chat's being weird. But so that was one of the things that was really important to me when I was working on the character. And I gotta blow my nose, guys. I'm sorry. Hang on a second. Let me mute myself. And then unmute. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, how dare you have a normal bottle of... I know, it's one of those things. Lizard! I'm making a reference to that in something I'm working on. Lizard people! You guys know. You guys know. So yeah, so it's... I want to have characters that are... Everything is going to be tied into... No, can't hear... You can't hear me? You can hear me. Come on. Let me know if you can hear me. Oh, you... Darth Gutierrez was like, we can hear you. All right, there we go. Cranberry Lange is messing with me again. But so I wanted to have characters, but everything I wanted to be tied into the working in a Lovecraftian world. You still can't hear me? Are you serious? Come on, Cranberry Langers. Brutal. Just brutal. Oh my gosh. Why, Cranberry Langers? Why? Getting too old. I'm getting long in the tooth for that, man. So yeah, so So that's the whole thing for me when I'm working on them, and it's the same thing. While we're on this particular subject, it's the same thing with when I'm working on Nosfero. It's the same thing about you can create the world, but you are. Let me tell you something. Cranberry Lander's in here saying I'm not serious. Well, I don't know about that. You've been an incredibly serious supporter of this channel, of myself, of my work, and everything I'm doing, and I'm incredibly grateful to be starting another new year with you, brother. Thank you for your support, Cranberry Landers. It does mean the world. I do appreciate you, man. Bruce Campbell's Chin 34 says, being serious is overrated. Amen. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Turn up your earpiece, Cranberry. He says, Aviator Surge. Speaking of another supporter who's been here. Oh my gosh, Aviator Surge. I think my headstone when I'm buried needs to say, but I digress. I swear that is what it should be. There is a documentary. We are, and the same to you, Cranberry Landers. Back at you, brother. Aviator Surge. There is a documentary that Nova did a long time ago, probably like 5 or 6, maybe 10 years ago. I don't know. It's all relative, and it's called The First Air War. And it shows old World War I aviation footage, and then it also goes down to New Zealand where they've built exact replicas down with using the old blueprints and flyable World War I aircraft. And it is incredible. I think they have an FE-2B, which is just an insane aircraft there that they fly. They've got, of course, an Albatross. They've got the what other ones do they have? I'm trying to think of all the airplanes they have, but it is a great documentary. If you love aviation, you would absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Yes, indeed. Hail all, let's go! Indeed, let's go. 69 people watching, 33 likes. Hello to all you folks on X, and hello, of course, to all you folks on YouTube. So, yeah, whenever I'm looking into this stuff, right, I'm like, how do I create a world? How do I create something that's going to be beautiful and sexy and exciting? And you can even see that on the Springball page where he's bounding through the city. There's a little Easter egg there on that page. There's a gal who's clearly getting out of the shower and toweling off her hair, and the window is placed so that it's not, that it's safe for work. And that's actually the character of Molly. And Molly is sort of the female, lead interest in this story. And Molly is, Aviator Surge, you'll love it. Until that came out, and I still have it somewhere. I couldn't find it the other day. My favorite thing that I had regarding that period and that kind of aviation was called 4 Years of Thunder, and it was a 3 DVD disc set of a documentary on World War I aviation with archival footage, all of this incredible stuff, and I loved it. I had to order it from Australia because it wasn't. I mean, it'd been released here, but it wasn't available here on DVD, and I loved that one. But this was a nice companion piece for it. Very, very cool. In my mind, World War I looks like it was drawn by Joe Kubert. Agreed. Thanks to the Enemy Ace Comics. Beautiful stuff, man. Joe Kubert, who of course is a teacher of our very own Shane Davis. Never forget. And Andy Smith and so many people, man. My God, so many people came through the Kubert School. So speaking of that time period and that style of art, let's get back to the great Mort Kunstler and talk about adventure and pulp and excitement. I think I need to... Well, do I have to be mindful? No, I think this is safe. It's very close to not being safe. But here is some more beautiful Mort Kunstler artwork. Look at this. Incredible stuff. When folks could draw, when folks could paint. How great is this stuff, man? Just incredible. The eyes, to me, are what always get me in these illustrations. Look at how, if I grab a white piece of paper here, hang on a second. I feel like a one-armed coat hanger. Let's see here. Oh, come on. Why? All right. You look at the white of the paper. I don't know if the contrast is going to mess it up because it's going to auto-contrast. But I don't know if you guys can see this, but the eye is so much darker. The white of the eye is so much darker than just a white sheet of paper, and that's the key with eyes. But it's just so good. These are the people more than anybody that inspire me when I'm doing Nosfero. That's what Nosfero is inspired by. It's I don't want it to be fine art. I don't want it to be what's the word I'm looking for? You know when you see artwork and it's rendered, painted artwork, and it's rendered so much that it loses it? Yeah, seriously, I'm speechless. I'm never speechless. Amen. It's beautiful stuff, man. I love this dude. And but it's painted so well it's cold. His stuff is never cold. It's always got grit and energy and excitement to it. I wish I lived when you would hire a live model for you to paint illustrations from. I bet it's... Yeah, having had that experience of at least certainly in art school and as a professor, the one thing that I do find... what's the word I'm looking for? Now that we have things like pose space and art models, I don't know if I could ever go back to having a model that won't hold still. How's that for a nerdy thought on it? It's just, I'd go hold still and I can't zoom in. And when you think about how much people's hands move, oh, a tank, look at that. My kingdom for more paintings of tanks. Look at that. So good, man. Dang. Let's see what else we got here. Look at this stuff, man. Action, adventure, excitement, drama. Just crazy good stuff, man. Yeah, some of Alex's stuff is like that, in my opinion. Like what? Like which thing? Oh, do you mean it's it gets stiff? Do you mean like it gets a little cold? I don't know. Let me know what you meant. Yeah. So yeah, here you go. Here's the man doing what he does. Look at this stuff. Look at the airplane in the background, in the safe, with the dynamite on it. Pole vaulting. Because that's how you're going to escape from that prison, man. That's how you're doing it. Sean, are you familiar with John Martin? Nosfero kind of reminds me of his work, which is fine art. Really? No kidding, I think. And that's meant as a high compliment. Well, listen, I believe it, and I'll absolutely check it out. I'm not familiar with it. John Martin. Hang on a second. Now I've got one arm holding the book and one arm doing this, but let's do it. That's what we do. Okay, so let me see here. See if I can find it. Oh, crumbs. Oh, very cool. Yeah, this stuff's awesome. Yeah. Oh, that's great stuff. Yeah, oh, that reminds me of what I love about Thomas Moran's stuff. Ivan Ivanovsky's stuff, which is just incredible. He was a Russian realist romantic painter, but really great stuff with waves and clouds. Wow, very high compliment. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Wow. Yeah, that is great stuff, man. That is great stuff. Yeah, I can see that too. I ran into that with his stuff too. It's why, yeah, you don't often hear crumbs outside of Tintin. Well, you know, every now and again I try to bring back as much of the slang that I loved growing up as I can. Oh my Lord. But guys, brace yourselves for this right here, guys. So we've got two pieces here. Unfortunately, the value makes them kind of link up. So we'll look at this one. But then I really want to make sure we spotlight this page. Look at that, guys. Look at all of that. Absolute insanity. Just insanity. Yeah, if I saw one of these in a museum, I would be there in a minute. I would go there every week. Check this stuff out. It's so good. Let me see if I can. Shoot, I gotta move my camera. Hang on. Let's move it down just a little bit so you guys can see some of the bottom of these pages. Look at the plane in the background. So good. No, don't be. Be inspired. Be inspired, Cranberry Landers. Yeah, love that one. Yeah, wasn't that one great? Yeah, that's crazy. Indeed. Indeed. Sick, Admiral. 100%. Yeah, crumbs. Yeah, it's... Guys, this is the stuff that I think everybody should look at to remind themselves this is possible. This is something we can do. And it's just a question of of drive. You gotta have that mixture of the talent, the drive, and then also the discipline is the biggest part of it. You know, I mean, oh, so good, man. So good. Yo, Wackass says Jeremy Burt's art. Hail. Jeremy Burt's is keeping it locked down, man. He's on it. And then, I mean, I remember when people used to look, you can have all of the models in the world. This is 100% just reference, study, and working like a maniac, refusing to cut corners. That's the thing for me with Springball. So one of the things I've been missing for a long time in comics, is people drawing backgrounds in a comic book way. So they're dynamic, but they're also, it's not just a 1-point perspective. You saw that on the Springball pages I was showing, but it's stuff that kind of really puts you in the space. When you look at the backgrounds on scenes like these two right here, when you look at the backgrounds on a scene like this, look at this Bigfoot piece. Come on, guys. I know we got to have some Bigfoot believers here in the house. Do we? Do we have any cryptid believers? Shout out to Pete Smetty, by the way. You know? This is what it's about. This is what it's about for me. I love this stuff, man. Love this stuff. Skunk Ape! Speaking of cryptids, amen. Yeah, now, where's Skunk Ape located? Is that in Florida? Or I was learning about that one recently. Yeah, woo! Says infamous Mr. Curse. I gotta be louder, but Mrs. Ingetti, I think, was passed out in the other room. Oh, she's awake. She is. Hold on a second. Woo! There you go. I hope I blew everybody's eardrums out. I do a mean rebel yell when I need to. Let me see. That guy's going to kill Bigfoot. I think, I was wondering if that's what it was or if they were trying to reenact the famous piece. What's up, Ice Queen KT? That's right. My wife goes, I'm awake. And I'm like, let fly. My whole comic book is full of cryptids. Love it, man. That's awesome, Stephen Heather. Shane does that better. Yeah, he does. I can't get as loud as I can get. He'll always be the man with that. I can't argue there. Look at all this too, though. Look at the beautiful. I need to get closer on these because this is the great thing about when I'm using eCam. It's not great for some things, but I can really get a good look at the detail for you guys. Do you see this? Isn't that great? You can see. There you go. You can see the brush strokes. And you can see how this was painted. Isn't that incredible? Yes, the Patterson Gimlin film. Yeah, I was Pete Smetty was really great for me. He I think it was on the first Nosferatu or the first Nosferatu book. I'm awake, Mrs. Ingetti. I know, that's right. That's right. She is awake. I think Shane is surprised Shane could do that. Yeah, I think he is too. It's the Florida Bigfoot. That's what I thought. Andy Montemayor. It's weird with the names when they get changed up like this. And hail channel member, man. It's great to see you. Where was the where is it? Okay, I want to see if I can take this, edit. Oh crap, I'm on the wrong layer here. Hang on. Edit, copy, edit, paste. And then I don't think that worked. Okay. Charge! Okay, that's not what I was trying to do. But I'm going to try to do this. Edit, copy. Let's try to paste this. Senior citizens having fun, folks. That's what it's all about. All right, let me see if I can find... see if I can find this. Not here. Not here. Let me see. Is it going to come up? Is this the one? Some of you guys may have seen this. I just want to make sure this is the right one. I think it is. Yeah. There we go. Let's see what we can. Let's see if we can do this here. All right. So you guys are gonna have to. You guys may have to be a little patient with me here, as I try to figure this out. Although I think you've been patient plenty throughout this stream, as you guys know. Let's see here. Okay, I think I have that. And now I'm going to go here. So that was my we have an 8-foot tall Bigfoot silhouette in our front. Oh my gosh, yard. We decorate for holidays. That is awesome. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah. So your cheerleaders aren't wearing skirts. Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. That may get us flagged. You never know. But yeah. So this is a little short clip I did for fun of King Cryptid running around in New Hampshire in old footage. So here's another quick look at it, and here you are. I'll slow it down. Hang on. All right, I should be unmuted, so I'm going to rewind this thing and show you bit by bit. But I was playing around with King Cryptid, and I wanted to do just a fun little clip footage because I just think it's such a cool idea for a character. Really just neat stuff, man. So there you go. That's what we do. That's what we do when we're doing fun stuff in comics. All right, so let me see here. Let me move this, unlock it, because I wanted to bring that down so you guys can see the book better. There you go. And let's lock it again so we don't run into too much trouble here. All right, so getting back to Mort Kunstler's incredible. Gosh, there's so many pages in here I may have skipped over accidentally, and they're all so good. Here you go. Here's a perfect example. Okay. When you see a painting like this right here, let's move this over, let's move this up, and then tilt it down so we get a little bit of a better view of it. When you see a painting like this, you don't think about where's the horizon line. You look at it and you're in the scene. And sometimes when it comes to horizon lines and when it comes to all of that kind of stuff, people get so obsessed. Classic Bigfoot sighting type thing. Yeah, you got to do it every now and again. I mean, and I love the fact that when Pete helped me get NOS.FERO to its funding goal when I did the first book, I think it was, going way back, the first volume of NOS.FERO. So I will always be tremendously grateful because Pete's just been doing it for so long and just been doing some great work, and he's a true blue comic book fanatic. Look at this. Aviator Surge, I hope you're still with us, man. Look at this. Just craziness. And it's... Look at the bridge down there. Look at the bridge. My God. Yeah, he is, man. Pete's a good dude. Pete's a good dude. Every experience I've had with him has been great. So, and welcome, Headless Bourgeoisie, channel member. My God, snuck in here and I didn't even get a chance to say hello. Shame on me. But look at this. Look at this stuff, man. Look at this. I mean, it's so cool, and it's so epic. The scope still here, Aviator Surge, nice. But I mean, think about this, man. You're sitting here. This isn't some copy paste outfit. You're sitting here painting these planes over and over and over again in different styles, different colors, in perspective. And then you get down here and you're putting together the bridge. Is the perspective perfect? I don't know. Is the feel perfect? 100%. 100%. And I think that's the thing that people have to be able to switch up when they're doing their work and when they're doing their paintings and their illustrations is what does it need to be exciting? I've been taken out of comic books by correct perspective and too much rendering all the time. And I think I can fall into that sometimes myself. What made these guys so good is that there was something accessible about it. It's not about photorealism. That's the one thing about, one of the many things about illustration that makes it this kind of magical, what the heck is this kind of thing. Is it's not, you can do everything right and make stuff that just feels very staid and very cold. I don't know what that is, but some people bring more to it than that. And that's, to me, it's that sense of play and it's that sense of artistic joie de vivre, dare I say. Look at that, man. Just awesome adventure stuff. The guns were always great in this stuff, too. Really great. Look, I mean, good God, guys, come on. Look at this. Well, I got to start out. Let's start zoomed out. And then let's zoom in the old-fashioned way. Look at that. Look at the scope. Just beautiful, man. You know? Yeah, war was the sweet spot for Mort. You're 100% right, man. You're 100% right. Shoot, double clicked. It was, and I think it's also the heroism. Illustrators have not done this for a while, and I think, people talk about war comics and maybe we need to do war comics again. I think we need to start with war pulps and war movies again that talk about the heroism and what was actually going on there. And everything is about, right now, sort of denigrating these things, and it's not about the heroism, the camaraderie, all of those amazing things. I don't think that a movie like Saving Private Ryan whitewashed a lot. I don't think, in terms of the idea of everything is so easy and simple and everything is this. Like, people are so naive about that stuff. But it also didn't ignore heroism. It actually, heroism should be the central part of it all. The heroics, because that's what inspires society, man. Fury was great. Yes, one of my son's favorite movies. He is obsessed with and was obsessed with tanks when he was a little kid, and still probably today. And I got him that movie on Blu-ray. He was very excited about that movie. A stellar cast and a great flick, and he still loves that movie. We talk about it all the time. So from our home here in Lovecraft Country to wherever you are on campus right now in engineering school, love to you, buddy. Mwah. Hope you're well. Let me see here. So look at that, though. Look at the oh, sorry, it's too small. Look at the dynamics of this. Holy cow. Look at that. I mean, perspective, drama. It gets to the point, man. It's crazy. And I just realized I missed this from you, Headless Bourgeoisie. I think Earl Norham's painted work may have been influenced by Kunstler. I'm sure he was influential to so many people. I mean, he's influential to me. I want to. So when I'm looking at the panels of Nosfero and I think about the sequel, Nosfero, Death Will Die, the thing that I am the most interested in doing is getting more of this kind of dynamic into it, if I can. What's up, Colonel Zaid? How are you doing? Hail to you, my friend. It's great to see you in the chat. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was showing the cover I did to Beckoned recently. Make sure, now that you're a mod, you drop the link to your website in the chat. That's what we're here to do. You know? Look at this. Look at these planes, man. Look at these planes. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. And I think this is one of those paintings that truly is trying to tell you that war is hell. You know? Oh my god. That is pulp in a nutshell. That's pulp in a nutshell. And I love that, like, you can wonder all day what he wrote. You've got the kind of the communist women who are, I guess they're fighting here. But then you've got the nice Thompson written in there in like faux Russian, which I kind of think is cool. Unless that means something in Russian, which it probably does, but I can't help but think it's a nudge, you know? Yeah, you can hear these. You're absolutely right. And there you guys go. Get Beck and Recourse today. Get your Shanth and Jetty cover. One of my favorite covers I've ever done is on that book, guys. So click that link if you want to see it. It reminds me of old photos that were black and white, and they would paint them to colorize them. You're right. It does have that quality, while still being what's the word? Electric and alive. It's so cool. Stephen Heather says, Fury is the only Blu-ray my son owns. Wow. Oh, that puts a smile on my face, man. Dads. He buys hundreds of video games and owns only one movie. No, you didn't fail as a father? That's a good job if that one movie is Fury, man. That's awesome. It's a great flick. I got all those Earl Norham Transformers books, mesmerized me as a kid. Yeah, I was looking at just the kind of box and advertising art we used to have on toys and games and things like that back then. It was all so good, and all that's stopping us is, in my personal opinion, is just doing it. So why we're here, and like the thing I love about Comicsgate, the thing I love about you guys and your what is up, Ray? How are you doing? Ray is happy. It is good to see you, Ray. Indeed, let's go. Yes. Shout out Colonel Zaid. There you go. One of the things that I keep saying is you're going to have to, if we want to see a return to this stuff, it's going to have to be crowdfunded. And the biggest crowdfunding audience in terms of comics and pulp that I've seen is Comicsgate right now. And I just want to keep growing everything we're doing. I want to just keep growing it, and I want to keep making sure that people are checking out all of these books. And I also just want us to be able to do things like, I was thinking about this job, right? Or this, not this job, this conversation I've started. It's not a job yet, but I was thinking about this, and one of the things I was thinking is, if you're an independent artist, or if you're doing things independently, if it's something that the mainstream would do, or a big corporation would do, or wouldn't do, I'm sorry. If it's something a mainstream corporation wouldn't do, you should think about doing it. You should think about, like, this is ridiculous that they're leaving this avenue open. And so you saw this with McFarlane Toys, doing their own, firearms packs for 1/12 scale figures because no one was doing it. It's the same thing. Yes, indeed. Renaissance Arc. Yes, absolutely. Has to be done. But that's why you guys funding this stuff. And again, thank you to all of my channel members. You guys are the best, and I appreciate you so much, man. But it's you have to think about those kinds of things. You can't wait. Like, I see so much stuff that's coming out now where it's just brands are being turned to junk by poor quality. And then you see fans doing independent toys even and comics, and the stuff is so much better. You can get Graham Nolan's stuff. You can fund Graham Nolan's stuff direct to Graham and get incredible artwork in it. That's what's so cool. And that's what we're doing here. But look at the figures in the extreme background. Do you guys see that? Look at them down there. I know you're probably not looking past this, but just give it a shot. Look at those figures back there. It's so incredible. The amount of detail in this. And then we've got this character hiding up here in the shadows. And when you look at the whole thing together, it is a great composition. It is a fantastic composition. Mort was just killing it, man. Such good stuff. Oh, man. And now, if you know me, there's two things I like. Okay? And both of them are trains. Look at that. Oh, dear. Look at that. Come on now. There need to be more trains. There need to be more trains. Both of them. You know what I'm saying. Look at that. I found a lot of pieces like the background action more than the main focus. Yeah, well, that's something that Mort did incredibly well. I mean, God knows he didn't skimp on the holy heckfire. Listen to this. For people who don't know, I'm convinced that somewhere looking at this piece was a young Billy Tucci who says, we need to do this in comic books. Maybe not. But I bet Billy would like this piece. How cool is that? I wonder, Billy's probably seen it, though. I think Billy knows all the pulp classic illustrators fairly well. Look at this, too, man. Look at that. My goodness. Hey, what's up, my brother Timmy Mello's in the chat. Trains, you say? And hail chat. Indeed, Timmy Mello. My brother. Look at this. When you're brothers in art, as you know, brothers for life. That's how it works with art. Look at this. This is so cool, man. This is so cool. Look at the background. Again, you're not looking for the vanishing point. You're experiencing it. This is insane. Look at the World War I balloons. Oh my God. That is crazy. Ugh. So good. Imagination, man. Don't let competitive Malin and Shane hear about your live for trades. That's right. Love for trades. I got you. They'll have you compete next Christmas. Listen. I think it was Stonewall. I think it was Stonewall Jackson. I know it was Stonewall Jackson. Thomas J. Jackson, who was asked one time why he didn't drink, and his response was, because I like it too much. For me, if I started doing model trains and trains, I don't know where that would take me, man. I don't know where that would take me, because I love trains, man. I can't even go into it. It's too much, man. They're just so cool. Making a propeller and gun noises as we speak. You got to do it. It has to be done. Got to go do the 4 o'clock shadow with Rex. Excellent, man. Have a good one. Have a great night, everyone. You have a great night too, my friend, and it's great to have you here, Shadowhawk Talks. Have a good one, brother, and hail. Oh, hell yeah, we need you to do the Christmas train competition. I need to stay married. I think that would get out of hand. He seems to really enjoy playing around with your sense of up and down his compositions. Gotta love pulp era illustration. You absolutely do. And Timmy Mello saying, hey, to Ray is happy, to Cranberry Landers, Jeremy Burtz, and, of course, myself. Thank you so much. Later, Shadow, take care, says Jeremy Burtz. So, yeah, I mean, again, just... Oh, man. It's like I keep turning the pages, and it's like, look at this. Look at how cool this is. Look at this. This is like such an insane image. So good, man. Holy cow. See, we talked about people being influenced by this stuff. So let's talk about, like, just in general, like, what it is for me about doing Springball and Nosfero, and why I do what I do, and why I want you guys to get those books and get the books done by other people who are in this space. The more adventure and cool stuff you see, the more inventive it is, the bigger your imagination gets. Like, the realm of what you think is possible in art and illustration just expands based on what you put into your mind. Then you get to things like, see if I can adjust this a little bit more. I'm going to have to move the camera, I think. Here we go. Let's move the camera just a bit. Look at this. This is incredible. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see these tiny little value notes that are figures. And then zoom out. My son worked on a documentary film as a 3D animator, 3D modeler and animator called Lost Ships of World War II. And I think it was on Fox Nation, but I think you can find it still. I'm sure it's still on Fox Nation. But he was doing this incredibly detailed rigging and all this incredibly cool stuff and working with the scientists and the people who know the ships, making sure everything was on point and really, really good. And I'm so proud of him, man. And I look at this stuff and I look at these illustrators and I just think, this is the stuff. This is the drama, man. That's what it's about. I'm so glad you think so, Ray. That's what it's about, man. It is about getting people excited, man, and getting people pumped about art and creativity. What you surround yourself with, guys. What is it? The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. I think that was that Epictetus or was that Marcus? I think it was Marcus Aurelius. Yeah, it was Marcus Aurelius who said that, I think. And it's very, very true. What's up, Mr. Monkey Boy? Great to see you, man. It's very true. You have got to think about the stuff you're putting in your head and the stuff that you're surrounding yourself with. Because putting art around you and putting creative things around you changes your entire way of being. And my algorithm on YouTube is filled with that stuff. Restoration projects, craftsmanship, all of that kind of stuff. Even things like the Y files that just deep dive into things and there's a real attention to detail. I love this stuff, man. I'm working too. Got to capture these flashes before they're gone. Yeah, absolutely right. You got to do it. You got to do it, man. And it's I can't overstate how this stuff affects you, you know? Like, we've got the figures that are underwater. We've got the figures where they're above water. This is not something that happens in nature. This happens in illustration mixed with what we learned from film and photography. Look at the cars and then the action in this scene. And this girl back here is throwing a Molotov cocktail as they're taking out the Russians and fleeing the Soviet Union. Like, look at that. That is just the coolest stuff, man. The coolest stuff. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got on new glasses. Thank you. Yeah, I had to see with. You got to do it. Yeah, all praise Hecklefish. Hecklefish is the man. Man, that interview he did with his wife on, was it on Backstage or Members Only or whatever? For the new show they're going to be doing, the Basement show. Boy, I learned a lot about those two in terms of the things they've been through to get where they are. And as I always say, right, an overnight success, 40 or 50 years in the making. Isn't that how it goes? So true. Yeah, Heritage Auctions has large scans of about 20. Yes, Kunstler illustration. You can zoom in and look at the brushwork. I have absolutely checked those out. You know what's even cooler than that? That they have. Sometimes in their auctions, they will have photography of the back so you can see what kind of illustration board they used. It's the coolest thing, man. It is so cool. And a lot of it is that Bainbridge board that everybody used to use. Look at this! More paintings like this, man. Oh, that is awesome. Look at that. So good. Yeah, cars did used to be cool. I'm working on some car stuff right now, funny enough. Car illustrations now, and I'm trying to design stuff that doesn't look contemporary in certain ways and soulless. And so I'm looking at a lot of Art Deco stuff, and then looking at a lot of really cool train designs and things like that, but also some cool car designs. But look at this, and doing things like this, putting things like this on vehicles. Love this stuff. We'll never get tired of it. You know, it's just, it's so cool. So cool. Look at this stuff. The nice mini submarine right there with its propeller. Such good stuff. Craziness. Man, oh, tank, look at that. Look at the guy out. Speaking of fury, man, it's like, see, here's what I loved about illustrators like this. Maybe this speaks to some of what I was talking about with Springball, which is, you know, making sure that while you show, you don't tell, you also show. So we've got this close-up of this guy coming out of the tank, but we can't see the tank, but we can see the detail. That was what was most important for this illustration, right? And then you come over here, and in the background, then you get several full tanks. So you get, you know, to have your cake and eat it too. That's what makes this so cool, man. It's like, hell yeah. Love this. Oh, man. There's a whole book of this, guys. There's a whole book of this. How awesome are we, or how awesome is it that we're living in a time where we get to have things like this available to us? You know, and then I can stream directly to you guys and we can share this stuff. It's like, yes! Reminds me of G.I. Joe 100%. I was just thinking, funny enough, about that G.I. Joe package art and wondering how many people were inspired by this stuff. You know, I mean, I'm sure everybody was inspired by the pulp of this this generation, man. I mean, look at this, man. Come on. That is adventure. That is adventure right there. Hell yeah. Oh my God. Oh. This is such a great spread. Here you go. And then here. Look at that. Look at those planes. So good, man. And thank you, Past Master Dan. How are you doing, brother? It's great to see you. Yes, check out Springball Terminal Monstosity, guys. If you want to support this channel and support this art, we love you. We need you here in the Ingetti household. I'm a one-man operation, but sometimes one man is enough. Sometimes not, but we're going to make it happen. Yeah, pin that up. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, getting a shot at great adventure. You got to do it, man. Got to have that in your veins, man. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful piece. Yeah, that's the type of wonderful illustration you don't see anymore. Amen to that. Amen to that. You know? So yeah, let me zoom out. Let me push the book back so you guys can see this. Shoot, I keep thinking I'm adjusting my camera to make it show it right, but it's not. So let me adjust it again. Hang on. There we go. Look at that, too. Look at that and the palette, the way it's put together. Lord Hinson Comics Gator saying yo-yo to Past Master Dan. Always good to see all of you guys in here, man. But yeah, and then look at that. Just action, adventure, and pulp. Can you imagine? I mean, guys, if you look around my studio, and I know you guys have seen it before, you're going to see all of this kind of stuff around me. And then all of this kind of stuff that I'm painting. You know, it's like, you guys know this, but hold on a second. Mort, we're going to pause on Mort just for a second. But only for a second, I promise. Not for a third. So, when I get up to do the things I do with my work, this is the stuff that inspires me to go and attack every single painting I do, every single illustration I do. For those of you guys getting Nosferatu, if you got both editions, every single one of these paintings, this one's in progress, are going to be in those books, so you're going to get to see them. But this right here, like, this is the stuff I am doing. This is the artwork I'm doing that's inspired by this tradition of illustration. That is such an important part of it for me anyway. That's the stuff. And the same thing goes, I am going to start an art avalanche. I just know it. Eesh. The same thing goes when you see me doing illustrations like this right here. Illustrations like this are the things that I paint, and this is in the oxidized edition. These are the things that I paint. And actually, this is in this painting was featured in the Visions book that John Malin did. I don't know exactly when. Which Visions book was it that one was in, guys? Can you guys help me out? Was it with the one with Omega Storm, or was it with The Last Graveyard Shift? Do you guys remember which Vision book it was in? Yes, I do. I've got a channel. Don't blow it. Oh, I know. That's right. I know. I won't. I mean, it was more or less covered. It's a painting. I can't imagine. Shoth, I was looking up that Mort book you have, and he has Civil War art books. Yes. Yes. Massive, massive Civil War history buff. I absolutely, because I grew up in Chattanooga, and I grew up in Chattanooga and Tennessee, and I went to school on Missionary Ridge. And if you don't know, the Battle of Missionary Ridge is famously highlighted. The Battle of Chickamauga, that 2-day battle, was considered. They said that Shiloh gets the most notoriety for being the bloodiest day in the Civil War, but they said, in truth, if you look at the body count for the Battle of Chickamauga over that 2 days, one of those days was likely the bloodiest day in the Civil War battles. It was insane. What's up, Sergeant Politeness? How are you doing? Yeah, this is some great stuff here on these books, guys. Really great stuff. I mean, Mort is, I can't say enough good things about Mort Kunstler, and the fact that he's got a Civil War art book out there is incredible. Oh, I'm so glad. I saw you sketch in paint. I dig that stuff. I'm so glad to hear it, Monkey 2000. Yeah, I love doing the painting sketches. It's so fun, man. It's such a fun thing. I want to make sure I didn't miss too many pages here. Hang on. Okay, so we just did this one. I mean, what subject matter did this guy not draw is the real question. Oh, no. Look at those planes and ships, guys. Holy cow. And again, I know I've said this all day. Can't state this enough. This is a landscape. This is an environment. It's rocky. It's not about where the vanishing point is. It's about the sense of mood and the storytelling. The same thing goes for this painting. I mean, you got to know perspective, right? But look at this. It's not about the perspective. It's about the facility with the paint and drawing. It's incredible, man. Ah, every one of these is good. Look at that. It's so good. Yeah, the colors are so vibrant. Love vibrant colors in work. Gotta love it. Look at this, man. It's like the wild one, right? It's just crazy. Biker gang. There's a fight happening. And then just, I mean, look at this stuff, man. Just, I mean, it's so incredible. Just incredible artwork. And just scenes that will stick with you. Scenes that are moving. It's crazy, man. Chance, did you ever do charcoal sketching or drawings? I did. Yeah, I did in art school. So yes, definitely did. But I gotta tell you, my preferred medium these days is paint or Crayola twistable pencils. It's strange how that works. West Side Story. Yeah, I Want to Be in America. Yes, exactly. Absolutely right. Oh my God. It's so true. I know that entire song. Believe it or not, when I was in the 7th grade, I was in my high school's production of West Side Story. And they were, I think they were excited that I was a 4th Puerto Rican when I was doing my audition. And yeah, it was funny. So I know all that stuff, you know. It's craziness. Look at that. Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful stuff. Oh, guys, come on now. Look at this. This is awesome. Let's see if why can't I get that to focus? There we go. I think my camera's a little stressed. There we are. I think it's because it's trying to focus on this one too, which is a great illustration. But let me see if I can move this so it focuses. There we go. That's a little better. Isn't that incredible? I mean, I do love it. I've done it a bunch. It's just been a minute. I used to teach it, actually, when I was teaching college, man. It was craziness. Were you the mummies or the Capulets? No. I was a shark. I wasn't a jet. Yeah, it was it's too funny, man. Way back when. But yeah. Look at that. Incredible. Just incredible. I mean, I think that the stuff that you put into your head art-wise is important because I think it kind of inspires you in terms of what's possible. Check that out. Hey, what's up, Noxie? How are you doing? Yeah, it's probably been a minute. Hope you are well, my friend. Now shows some Robert McGinnis. Oh, I've got a Robert McGinnis book over there. We'll have to do him one of these weeks. And I actually have a video of him painting. Yeah. Those ice peak details are so on point. You're absolutely right. Gorgeous. Gorgeous paintings. Look at that. Isn't that great? Just great. Let's see here. Thank goodness for that life vest. Very important. And there's a little bit of a crime caper. Yeah, well, hello, summer calendar pinups. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, such great stuff. Speaking of pinups and that kind of thing, if you guys have not gotten Eric Weathers' Battle Brick Road pinup book, it has got some outstanding pinup work and artwork by people. It's incredible. Look at that. Look at that plane. By God. Beautiful stuff. Oh, wow, there's a Thompson right there. Love that. Very cool. Very cool crime art. Those are good hands, man. Dang. I love that he's reaching out of the panel, too. Around the door frame. That is so cool. That's a great effect. Let me see. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think this guy's situation is going to improve here. I don't think that's going to go well. And there you go. Fight on the subway. Look at the accuracy. Every charcoal class lab, Sean came out looking like a minstrel. That's right. I did actually, yes. So that's how you use life vests. It is. It is. Yeah, let me tell you something. If you use a life vest like that, you can pretty much have anything you want, I've found in this world. It's probably very true. And then here you go. The bamboo forest. Look at the fact that you're putting airplanes in the background there is just madness, man. Absolute madness. You know? Making sure it's all properly censored on that page. Let me see what I've got here. He's getting more risque as time goes on here. But yeah, look at this stuff. It's just crazy cool. Crazy cool. Oh my gosh. Wow, talk about yet another spread that shows us the range of stuff he was doing. this side of the spread, and then you get this side of the spread. Look at this. That is insane. What on earth? Look at the perspective. It's incredible. Cursed Art Creations, it's absolutely how you use life vests. I'm telling you. The life you save might be your own and others, and you might brighten everyone's day. Every charcoal class lab. Sean, yes, that's right. That's right. Wow, that is cool. Yeah, it is incredibly cool. We sure are getting some saucy illustration work. It's out. It has to be done. What's up, Bill? Were they stealing the knocker list? They were. Yeah, it was the knocker list, not the knock list. That's a good reference, man. I'm still hanging in there. I guess I can still... My brain's still functioning a little bit. Yes, life bursts. Oh, my God. You guys are kidding me. Oh, my God, yes. God bless the chat. You guys make it better. Wow, I made it 97 years old. That's right. You did. Yeah, the life you saved might be your own. I like those dollars falling. Yeah, those are really good too. But I mean, look at the. I mean, God, jeez. Sorry, I didn't even show the whole bottom of this page here. I almost lost a job because I wanted to book out 3 days of my own money for a max. Oh wow, Ginsberg workshop. Yeah, because this is the kind of skills it adds to the work environment. Yes, it does. It absolutely does. Art and Times and Jay Ryan saying hello. Yes, the spread. Yeah. Stephen Heather. You guys are cracking me up. Get to the chopper now, says Lord Hinson, Comic Skater. Gosh, that reminds me. I was just texting with Jericho the other day. I gotta get in touch with him, man. His daughter was celebrating her 14th birthday, and so I hope it was a great one. And I gotta say hello. Yeah, all's fair in love and war, indeed. Yeah. So let's check this out. Look at the people on the Empire State Building. Then look at this helicopter crashing. Like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, man. Let me see here. Oh, man, look at this. Excellent painting of a rhinoceros here. Let me see if I can get the value to be a little bit better. If I adjust it. Look at the energy of that. So good, man. That is some crazy stuff. Yeah, almost like a monochromatic. It is, absolutely. What's up, Johnny Scab? How are you doing? Hail to you, brother. I hope you're having a good one, man. Let me see. Damn it, Cohagen. Give these people some breasts. You know, you're right. And some of them had 3. You got to do it. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's just killer stuff. And look at the scuba gear and then the sunken submarine. Come on, look at this stuff. I mean, skill is... Guys, this is what we're trying to do here. We're trying to make books and make work. And actually, I shouldn't say, let me rephrase that. We are making books and we are making work that showcases skill, showcases the ability to create. What we're trying to do and what we need is all the support we can get in doing so we can keep doing it. That's the biggest part of it. And I think that I can't tell you how much of anathema this type of work is to the gallery, to visual arts colleges, to anywhere. There's nowhere where you can see this work. There's nowhere you can learn how to do this kind of work. It is crazy. Yeah, amen. Me too, man. For a million different reasons, I would like to. 100%, Bill. Let me see here. And back then, there was no internet to draw references from. You're absolutely right. This is wild. It is. Yeah, so much life and movement in that rhino. You ain't kidding. I mean, and it's just, look at the figure in the background. Look at the action. Oh, it's so good, man. Holy cow. And then here you go. You get the complete list of everything that you're seeing in here. Just incredible. Just incredible work. I would churn out work for many years every month. I did 3 covers and 2 inside illustrations for the Men's Adventure magazines. Then sometimes there were lengthier assignments that needed 6 or 8 pictures, and that didn't include work I did for other publishers. I worked 12-hour days, 15-hour days, sometimes 7 days a week. That is the truth. It's still true today. 100% true today. I think that sometimes I think the amount of hours that we put into doing things, just like, doing the show intro for this show, and, doing all of the various, things that I have to do when I'm working. And it's just, it's all to make work and be able to do this and be able to keep doing this. And you learn more every single, time you do it, but there aren't a lot of forums for doing this kind of illustration work. It's not like you can go out and get, jobs doing this kind of pulp illustration work. So we need you guys. We need you guys who back in these books. The link to Springball is in the description below. Nosfero is at the printer. I'm so excited about that, man. Nosfero is at the printer, and it is, they're going to be giving me the digital proof, I think, probably this week. Maybe after Monday, I'm not sure. I just want to know how many hours of study he took. Oh, shoot, I didn't click on that. There we go. I just want to know how many hours of study he took on seeing rhinos to get that image illustrated. I know it's north of 8. Yeah, for sure. For sure. There was a lot of study in that. A lot of study. Because when you look at his stuff, it's not that he's just using reference, because he's definitely using reference. But he's able to make the reference come alive. Sometimes when people use photo reference, their stuff becomes so static and it becomes so dead. And it's the danger of not learning how to draw and using reference, because you want to keep that vitality. You want to keep that life in it. And you can see that when people sketch. You can see that when people draw. You can see that sense of play when they really have a command of the craft. And that's the stuff I care about the most. I like the Gila Monster Bank. It has to be. You got to have him. You got to have him here, It's an important part of what I do, It's important. It's an important part of all of the hard work I do, is having all of that crazy stuff here. And making sure when I'm illustrating that, I'm putting as much as I can into it. And once you get to a certain point with drawing where, you're able to do I'm trying to see what I can show here, because I don't think anything is finished to the point that it's going to cause me well, maybe that one might. I don't know. Well, but when I'm doing, like, say, a painting like this, for example, and I'm roughing in the painting, or painting, I can't show that one. That's going to get me in trouble. Let me see here. What do I got? Well, even when I'm doing something like this right here, right? And this was a sketch pre-Nosfero for one of the story ideas I had. And I was putting this together, and it's like you can just sort of see you have to have some kind of understanding of what you're doing and the way the light moves across form. And I try to do that as much as I can in everything that I do. I try to bring that sense of energy, even in the sketches, that I'm doing. Let me see. What do I have here? So many different things. And I don't think I still have... I don't have the sticker on this one still, or else I'd show it. Let me see if I can find a sticker here somewhere. Probably not. Everything's been... My desk is a war zone, as always. Dang. Where is that stuff? We'll try this. Let's do a little light masking tape. I know you guys are patient. Here we go. It's absurd. All of it's absurd. There we go. I won't apply that too much so it doesn't cause me too much trouble. But if you guys are familiar with this painting I'm doing right here of Lilith from Andy Smith's book Lilith, this right here is what pulp artwork is about. This is what we're trying to do. Let me see if I can get a better angle on the paint there. There you go. And you can see the texture of the various, pigments and things that I'm using there to make the color interact and come to life. And this is a very, very small piece, man. What is up, Darren R. Wagner? How are you doing? It is good to see you, my friend. Yeah, they say most creative minds have messy work areas. Just saying, thank you for your defense, Cursed Art Creations. Oh, thank you, Aviator Surge. I appreciate it. But doing things like painting the skull on this is the stuff, like, I mean, absolutely want to do something with this where it's like where I do a collection of my pinup stuff as a book at some point. But I can only handle like so many different projects at a time, which is why I try to keep everything, everything, everything to shoe level, as they say. And so that's one of those paintings that I'm working on. I keep scraps of all kinds of character ideas. Yeah, it's got to be done, man. It's got to be done. Yeah, Steve Rude is surrounded by mess, creative process. Yeah, it's absolutely true. You absolutely have to. It's pretty much a story bible or art guide to keep your characters consistent before even hoping to bring them to life through comics or animation. Yeah, did I miss something here? I must have. Let's see. I have friends working on an animation and comics. They seem to fill a sketchbook before they start making pages or storyboards. Yeah, I have to write in story. I have to sketch story out. The skull was really fun to do. It was inspired by a Shakespeare painting I did probably about like 15 or so years ago, maybe more. But was it 15? Probably about 12 years ago. And I did a skull in that, and I was really playing around with the color, doing the Basil Gogos craziness. But, you can kind of see whether I'm working in gouache or acrylic or whatever it is I'm working in. You can always see what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep the color vivid, and the energy of the piece, consistent and exciting and all of that kind of stuff. And that's a huge part of what we do. And that's a huge part of what I like about being here is I get to work on things that I'm passionate about. As you guys can see over there on the screen, things like Nosfero the Crypt Walker and Springball, they all are tied to a very similar, a similar sensibility of gothic pulp adventure stuff, and that's what makes me feel excited when I'm working. It gets me excited about the day is that chance to to approach that stuff and approach my work in a new way and see where it'll take me, and sometimes it's about new materials, sometimes it's about new media, and just learning what's out there and what's possible. But I didn't have anybody. I had a couple of people explain color theory to me. I did have a teacher introduce me to acrylics. I had a great watercolor teacher who taught me about like how the paints work. But I was in my infancy because I'd never taken painting classes before, and so it was so hard for me to figure out painting and understand it. Most of the learning I've done with regards to painting has happened after my education, and I've had to kind of teach myself from looking at other people's stuff like Maxfield Parrish or N.C. Wyeth or any of that kind of stuff. And it's that's the fun thing to me about inviting you guys here into the studio. You guys get to be flies on the wall inside of where I actually do my work, which is of course a diabolical nightmare of piles of work. And in that way, you gotta get to see what it's about, when we're doing this stuff. And I think that's important. Watercolor painting impresses me the most because I could never do anything with watercolor other than make a mess. Watercolor is very tricky. Thank you so much, Monkey2000. You are great at painting. Your drafting drawing skills are good. Lean into that. Oh, absolutely. I love doing it. I wish I, again, it's like I wish I could think of any other way of doing things, but that's how I think. Even when I'm doing, you guys have seen this before, but even when I'm doing something in black and white like this, and this is from, 2021, so this is pretty old. But when I'm doing something like this, it's still like the same mentality of pushing the paint around, playing around with ink lines, and kind of just seeing where this stuff could go and seeing where I could potentially take it. You've got to just keep pushing your work, and you've got to sort of, be open to where it might lead. And, oh man, I've got so much crazy stuff here in the studio. What is this? My goodness. It's like an avalanche. It's all an avalanche waiting to happen. That's right, indeed. It's true. So we were talking about Under Siege the other day, speaking of pinups and paintings, and I had done this a while back, this Erica Eleniak painting of her from Under Siege. And it was just a quick sort of acrylic sketch I was doing. But that's the stuff that, the kinds of artwork that's possible. And it's for sale. If somebody wants to buy it, you can hit me up in my DMs. My wife was saying, she was looking at the piles of artwork in here. She's like, you haven't sold that yet? I thought you'd already sold that. No, not yet. I gotta get this stuff together. All right, man. I'm just looking at all the crazy stuff I have here. It's a sea of avalanching books, guys. Let me see here. Off topic. Oh my gosh, my glasses. Off topic. That's me by definition. Off topic. There's a series on Netflix called Number 544 or something like that. And they show a map with Lovecraft as a place and I immediately thought of you. Got it. Oh my gosh, I have to check it out. That sounds awesome. Watercolor is the least forgiving medium. Yeah, it definitely is. Harder than people think. When do we get an art book of Chant? Yeah, well, there's been two. Seeker of the Moon. That's a great question. There's been two already. The last on the Nosfero campaign that just wrapped up. The last of Art Book 2 is sold. It's gone. There's still some Art Book 1s. I might put them on another campaign soon. Yeah, Erica Liniak, good choice to draw her from Under Siege and not to... she's a great person. I will tell you, though, she was an early crush. I didn't realize it, but for those of you guys who don't know, if you've seen the movie E.T., Erica Liniak is the girl that Elliot kisses in the science classroom in E.T., So, yeah, I remember having a crush on her when I saw that movie, and I was, 4 or 5 or something? And, that crush aged well. Yeah, she played Ellie Mae Clampett. Yes, she did. That's right. Yeah. Gotta love it. Yes, indeed. Awesome. Yeah. You like Under Siege, even if you don't like any other Steven Seagal movies. It's a great flick, man. Nos 442. Yes, it's supposed to be Nosferatu. Got it. Okay, so Aviator Surge. Wild story. The main street that goes through past my house and goes into the neighboring town, right? They had to close that street down because that filmed right here where I live. So, yeah. They actually filmed part of that show on my street. How crazy is that? So, yeah. I am from the heart of Lovecraft Country, people. Yeah, way to go, Elliot, indeed. He did well for himself. That he did. He's been doing some great work lately, actually. Been doing some really good stuff. Haunting a Hill House was fantastic, man. So, yeah, that was actually filmed on my street, believe it or not. Craziness. I mean, the street name changes, but right on my street. And we know some of those places. I've been in those places where it was filmed. Craziness. But, I mean, it was filmed other places, too. Oh, my goodness. Coca-Cola. I just can't quit you. That's the way it goes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, when I'm looking at the stuff I want to do and the stuff that I'm doing going forward, I'm serious. Aviator Surge, you know this. You know the Dan Lawless story. You know the Andy Smith story. I mean, guys, I got to grab this because, you know what's funny is, Darren, I talked to Jericho Green about that, and Jericho was saying he was losing his mind over how sloppy everybody's uniforms were in it, and he couldn't stand that, he was laughing at how absurd it was that Erica Liniak was standing there at the end, and I said, if the Navy won't make an excuse for Erica Liniak in uniform, then I just don't know how I feel about that. Come on, there would be an exception. Let me see here. Even though Tommy Lee Jones would be chunky salsa, yeah, if he was on the deck of the Missouri when the guns go off, yeah, absolutely right. That was a funny scene, though, even though Dr. Pepper is my favorite. You must be from the South, Rachel Brinkley. Dr. Pepper is big. We have friends who it's like, because that's where I grew up. Let me see if I can grab this real quick. Hello, everybody. Where is it? So, I've shown this before, but I bought this special copy of my first professional work, Threshers, because when they did the main release of it, they did a special early release, and then for some reason they removed the names off of the cover artist, which I think is ridiculous. And but here we go. It's one of the few copies that has the penciler's name on it, Andy Smith. Speaking of incredible coincidences, 1994, way before we ever met. Andy Smith did the cover on my first professional job I did when I was 17. And Dan Lawless lived in my neighborhood. I mean, it gets so crazy. Oh, I'm a Northerner, Canada face, blue smiling. Gotcha. But is it South Canada, which I'm imagining it is, because North Canada is too cold and uninhabitable. Yes, indeed. Dr. Pepper is the coffee of sodas. Yeah, that's what I hear. Yeah, you can't get your day started without it, man. It's absolutely craziness how popular that soda is, man. But it's all ultimately whatever you're doing when you're making your artwork, whatever kind of stuff you plan to do, and whatever you're buying, even more importantly, and whatever you're watching, make sure that you're keeping stuff in front of you that keeps you inspired, keeps you excited, makes you laugh, whatever it is. Because that's really a big part of everything that I'm doing. You can see the stuff I'm influenced by in terms of that inspires me in all of the stuff that I do. Whether it's Nosfero, whether it's Springball. I cannot wait for you guys to get those art editions of Nosfero. I'm going to be going over those proofs with a fine-tooth comb. But when you look at the stuff that I'm doing and the stuff that inspires me, I'm always trying to bring that sense of pulp, that sense of play, that sense of energy. Oh, Vancouver, very nice. I bet Vancouver's nice right now. I think Vancouver's nice almost year-round, isn't it? Beautiful place. But, that to me is just... I mean, that's what makes this stuff so fun. Great lettering by Eric Weathers, and just making stuff that people are going to be excited about, and it's going to give people that sense of adventure, that sense of sexiness, that sense of mystery. It's so important. 38 followers is a good start. Yeah, indeed, you got to. I think more people should tune in, Sean. It's if this is a show, do not be tardy. Yeah, there you go. And it's you gotta bring everything that you possibly have got, because we've got such a great audience here, man. And you guys are great, and I thank you for subscribing to the channel. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Make sure you like the stream if you haven't liked it yet. All of that stuff does help. It's hard to kind of, like, when you say that stuff, you're always like, but you kind of got to do it. Look at that, man. So much fun, man, painting this stuff. So much fun bringing that kind of pulp action adventure stuff. And there's going to be more of it in Springball, and there's going to be more of it in a sequel to Nosfero, because I'm just going to keep doing work, and I'm going to keep evolving what we do here, guys, because that's what it comes down to. All right, guys, I think my brain is starting to fade. I don't know if you guys can tell. I haven't needed my winter boots yet. My God, that is warm for Vancouver. Guys, so I'm going to wrap up here, but I'm sure there's a lot of cool stuff going on. This is going to be a regular thing, so make sure you ring the bell for notifications and you subscribe and like it. I'm going to be doing these Sunday streams because it seems like it's a good time for people. People like to kind of chill out on a Sunday and check out art and do this kind of stuff. Hopefully, I've injected a little bit of positivity and inspiration and enthusiasm into your day. The motto around here is give nihilism no quarter, and I do my best to keep this stuff positive and in terms of but militantly positive, which is showing things like Mort Kunstler and all of the great artwork we show here, man. I mean, I think positivity is seen as like a vapid sort of thing sometimes, and it's not at all. I mean, I want it to be, balls to the wall. Like, let's go out there. Let's make cool stuff. Let's do what we've got to do. Let's make great artwork. And giving nihilism no quarter means, not putting up with it either. And that's what's so fun about it. Are you going to be on Comics Gate tomorrow? I don't know if I'm going to be on. Is it Monday? God, all days are blurring together. I've got a bunch of stuff deadline-wise I got to do. I will try to be, if it's at all possible. I will try to make it happen. Have a good week, Cranberry Landers. Thank you. Hail, and see you somewhere absolutely past Master Dan. I'll be around. Haven't needed my winter boots. Good, got that one. Please continue the Sunday show. Absolutely will. Darth Gutierrez, I will continue these streams later. Jeremy Burtz, thank you for being a channel member. Thank you, Timmy Mello. Always. And I appreciate the kind words, and you be safe too, brother. Let's see. Yes, indeed. God bless you, Cranberry Langers. Thank you, Cursed Heart Creations. God bless you. You're very welcome. Darth Scipio says, is Nosfero's cousin of Gay Sveratu Davis? Oh, maybe. He should be so lucky. He should be so lucky. That outfit is one of the greatest things that ever has happened. Know that. It's so great. And yeah, definitely need to keep the positive energy up. The year is young. We're gonna bring it up, man. It's been craziness. And I know, man, it affects people. I think that the winter is a tough time, and I also think that I don't know, I don't think there's ever a time when all right, quick tangent before I wrap up, guys. Quick tangent before I wrap up, but it's an important tangent. I have a really good friend, and a family member and everything. That's what I call these guys, And one of the things that I was saying to him the other day is that I don't believe when people are in a tough situation and ever pretending that they're not in a tough situation or things are tough. I think it's very important to be frank with people and all of that kind of thing, but not also not have to be like, I'm just here to call you on your, that's a whole nother thing. That's tired. Because it gives so much more meaning to your positivity when you say good job and great job. It was a mentality I had that served me really well as a teacher. And I think it's a mentality that makes people know when you tell them, hey, everything's going to be okay. You've got this, man. I believe in you. You're going to get through this. They know you would tell them if it wasn't the case. And this particular friend of mine, I have so much confidence in him. I think he's handling a tough situation really, really well. And I believe in him. And I want him to make sure he knows that, because we all have tough times and we all have stuff going on. And sometimes we just need that little extra encouragement from somebody we know who means it and is real about it. And that is so important to me. So God bless you all. And I hope you guys are working really hard and enjoying yourselves and having a good time. And yeah, keep the positivity going wherever you are. Keep paying it forward, guys. And I appreciate your support, especially thank you, Lord Hinson Comics Gator, for all of your support as a member. Appreciate it. I'm old, take your time. Yeah, you know me. I'm the same way. Yeah, I'll get there. I'll do my best to keep that happening. Yeah, and so thank you guys so much for your time from the heart of Lovecraft Country and the birthplace of American religious liberty. My name is Jonathan Jetty. You've been watching Jonathan Jetty Art. As I always like to say, speak easy, stay gold, keep the faith, and peace be with you. Because peace is actually what the name Shanth means. Kristen Cochran, yes, indeed. Conspiracy, yes, there's a conspiracy. Oh my God, what are you doing to me? Septuagenarian, right? Is that right? Hail to you, brother. Always, my man. Chester Conspiracy. Is that right? Oh my gosh, you guys are giving me hard to pronounce words right here at the end. All right, guys, if you're a channel member, your name is going to be in the credits. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you guys so much. Take care. I will see you very, very soon. Blue-collar workers never say that we're all doom and gloom. Yeah, till the job is done. Exactly right. Take care, guys, and here you go. It's been wonderful. Have a great rest of your Sunday. And thank you for your time. Bye.